Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Welcome to Accelerated Health with Sara Banta. I'm a busy mom, wife, and an NANP certified supplement professional, but that's not all. I'm also the founder of the multi-award-winning Accelerated Health Products, a brand offering innovative natural supplements to optimize your health. And this podcast is not just a source of information, it's a community. We're all here to learn and grow on our health journeys. And this podcast is the springboard to learning. And the free group coaching on Telegram is where we continue learning together. You can ask questions. I post tips and tools every day to deepen your health and to keep you motivated moving forward. So here's what you can expect. New episodes every Monday and Wednesday with in-depth health discussions and expert guests, hot topic issues that are in the news every Friday to keep things interesting, and then of course the free group coaching to follow up. And all the details can be found on my website, SaraBantaHealth.com. Have you thought about detoxing, but you're a little scared? What about the detox flu symptoms? Well, I've created over 10 unique, easy detox cleanse programs to help reset your body while feeling great. You don't have those symptoms you normally do. Take the detox quiz. The link is on the site, SaraBantaHealth.com, and you can find out which one is right for you. And if you don't want to do a cleanse, but you want to start some supplements, you don't know where to start, just complete the health goals form on the website and I will give you your free personalized protocol. It's packed with insightful information and it's just for you. So just by taking a few steps forward with your health, you will change your life. You will be shocked. And I'm here to help you at every step of the way. Today, we are talking about one of my favorite topics, how to maximize muscle growth while minimizing that fat storage. We hear so often that you gotta have that muscle, especially as you get older. It's expensive. It is linked to longevity. And a lot of women are worried about bulking and getting too big. Women, you can't get too big. Your muscles can't grow too fast. I've tried. It doesn't work. Unless you're taking a man's version of testosterone, you're not going to get big. So when it comes to building muscle and shedding fat, the concepts of bulking and cutting are key strategies. Now, can you do both at the same time? We'll get into that in a minute, but let's go into what is bulking. It's all about gaining muscle mass. So during this phase, you eat a surplus of calories, which fuels your workouts and supports your muscle growth. The goal is to lift heavy, eat plenty of protein, and not worry too much about gaining a little fat along the way. People say it's very difficult to gain muscle without gaining that fat. The extra calories give your body that energy it needs to build the muscles. And personally, I love the feeling of getting stronger, seeing the muscles grow, and it might even mean that my clothes are a little tighter, right? So what is cutting? Cutting is when you're trimming the fat while maintaining that hard-earned muscle. So a lot of people will bulk and then they'll cut, and then they'll bulk and then they'll cut. Now remember, when you're bulking and you're putting on more muscle, your metabolism is naturally going to go up because muscle burns more calories. However, the other thing is you're going to tell your body, tell your thyroid that you are not in survival mode, that you've got plenty of calories coming in. So what's it going to do naturally? It's going to increase the metabolism. So it's going to actually be easier to cut when you do the cut. When you cut too much, the body thinks it's in starvation mode, and you get your metabolism so low that you'll never be able to lose weight. And a lot of you are in that spot right now. And this is where reverse dieting comes in, where you slowly increase the right calories to speed up that metabolism. So anyways, with the cutting, you shift into a caloric deficit, meaning you're eating fewer calories than you burn. The focus here is to maintain high protein intake. Protein, protein, protein. Protein's important for the bulking, and protein's even more important during the cutting phase, because if you go into a calorie deficit without enough protein, your body's just going to eat away at its muscles. And that's what's happening to a lot of people that are taking Ozempic, because they're not focusing on that protein. They're not lifting heavy weights to maintain that muscle mass while they're losing the weight. So it takes patience, right? But then after you cut, you get rid of some of the fat you may have gained during the bulk and you feel great. However, can you do both at the same time? Can you maximize your growth, your muscle growth, without gaining the fat? Yes, you can. And I have done it. And I've actually experimented with myself. And at the age of 48, it is difficult to gain muscle in the first place. So what do you want to do? We talk about protein, but it's got to be the right protein. Protein is not all the same. Protein helps provide the essential amino acids to your body that it needs to repair and grow muscles after exercise. When you lift weights or engage in resistant training, you create little tiny tears in your muscle fibers, and then consuming the protein helps repair those tears, leading to the muscle growth and increased strength. The more muscle you have, the higher your metabolic rate, because muscle tissues burn more calories at rest than fat tissues. Now, something to think about. There was this big keto push, this big intermittent fasting, OMAD, only one meal a day. It didn't matter when you got your protein in. If you all ate it all at once in one meal, it was fine. I can personally tell you, no, it did not work for me. I did it, and I would eat tons of protein, one meal a day, and I would lift heavy, and it wouldn't translate. When I started breaking that protein into 2 to 3 meals, especially right after my workout, I felt the difference. I also felt my metabolism go up. I wasn't changing calories. I wasn't changing the amount of protein. I was just moving it around and breaking it up into 2 to 3 meals a day. Okay, so that is something for a lot of you out there who have come to me saying, Sara, I cannot lose weight. I can't build muscle. I'm doing all the right things. I'm eating what you tell me, and it's not working. So you want to make sure that you are taking in, I like to take in 40 to 50 grams at a time at least. You can err on the higher side. You probably are not taking in enough protein as it is. And so always err above what you think. Okay. And especially with that first meal. And if you're working out in the morning, then get it close, at least within the hour or 2 hours of your workout. So fat burning. Protein helps with the fat burning too. So it's not only going to help you with the bulk, but it's going to help you with the cut. It has a high thermic effect. And when I talk about protein with a thermic effect, I'm talking about wild animal protein. I'm not talking about vegan proteins. I'm not talking about protein shakes. I'm not even talking about essential amino acids. But it's the wild animal protein means that the body burns more calories digesting protein compared to fat and carbohydrates. So for protein, that thermic effect is 25%. So 25 calories of the 100 calories you eat are burned just through digestion and creating heat in the body. Fat and carbohydrates do not have that. They've got like 5%. Secondly, protein helps you feel full longer. It reduces overall caloric intake and helps you stick to your diet. When you try to eat the amount of protein you're supposed to eat, which is 1 gram per pound of ideal body mass, lean body mass, if you weigh 150 pounds, trying to eat 150 grams of protein, you're going to have a hard time binging. You're going to have a hard time consuming too many calories. You're going to be so full and satisfied. You're going to be going, okay, I just need some water, some electrolytes, and when's my next meal of protein? Fill it in with the vegetables and the right fats, and you're good to go. And when you're in a caloric deficit, consuming enough protein makes sure that your body's using your fat stores for energy rather than breaking down your muscles. I've also been in a period of time where my body was literally using its muscle tissue for energy. You don't want to get there, right? So if your body is burning fat, then it will go after its fat. If your body is burning carbohydrates, but then you're under eating, it's going to switch to actually burning your muscle tissue. So protein supporting the muscle growth by providing the necessary building blocks for repair and growth, while also helping with that fat loss to boost the metabolism, increase that appetite suppressant factor and preserving the muscle mass during the caloric deficit. This is allowing you to have building muscle and fat loss at the same time. So focus on that 1 gram per pound of lean body mass. This goes for all ages. I could put a calculator on the website to help, but really just go with that 1 gram per pound of body weight. The older you are, the more you need. Err on a higher end. My daughters don't necessarily need as much, but they're exercising really heavy, so they do need more. It depends if you're sedentary and your age. Yes, that factors in a little bit, but really we all are under eating protein, so it's good to just focus on that 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body mass. So like I mentioned, not all proteins are the same. Vegan proteins tend to not assimilate as well in the body as animal protein, and dairy protein may cause inflammation or gut issues. You might be lactose intolerant. It might cause sinus issues, a whole bunch of things. Dairy is one of the top allergens, and about 50% of people are allergic to dairy. Now, when you are doing a vegan protein, and you look at the package of beans and it says 20 grams of protein, number one, those vegan proteins are coming with a lot of carbohydrates packaged in, but you have to think about essential amino acids as a bicycle. You need 1 handlebar, 1 seat, 2 wheels. Well, vegan proteins might give you 2 handlebars, no seats, and 4 wheels. How many bicycles do you get? 0. And then you have all of these leftover parts that are going to be what? Stored as fat. When you're talking about animal protein, they're coming in the exact ratios that your body wants at that right time. And if you say, well, Sarah, I am getting all of the essential amino acids throughout the day from my vegan proteins. No, you need all of those essential amino acids at the exact right time that your liver can break down, put back together, and send to your bicep muscles. That is how it works. So some animal proteins too are not good and could be causing your fat gain. And it's not the fattier ones. It's the chicken, the turkey, the pork, conventionally raised beef. They contain inflammatory linoleic acid and omega-6 fatty acids that could cause inflammatory water retention and fat gain. And then these proteins also contain amyloids, which are misfolded proteins that can't be broken down into usable amino acids to build or repair that muscle. So essentially, those proteins come in, the liver can't break them down. Those amyloids, instead of going to your muscles, go to your brain, cause Alzheimer's and dementia, go to the gut, trigger gut pathogens to take over. This is all new. These amyloids did not affect us 20 to 30 years ago. So when I was a child, I could eat chicken, I could eat pork, I could eat these meats. Now it is very specific, unfortunately, because of what's been going on in the last 5 years. Also, the burden of toxins that our liver is dealing with. Okay, so these amyloid proteins can cause that cognitive decline, issues with your organs, back up your liver. And I love my liver, and you gotta love your liver more than ever now, right? So wild animal protein also is the easiest to digest, much easier than beef or pork, and less acidic. It assimilates for the muscle growth and repair much easier, provides the most nutrient dense profile than any other food on the planet. Something that's interesting is I've always been anemic all of my childhood through my 30s. Now I'm actually on the verge of too much iron, and I have plenty of ferritin in my blood because of the wild animal protein. That's what I eat. I stick to those meats, bison, elk, venison, wild fish. Those are my go-tos. Now, will I eat grass-fed, grass-finished beef? Yes. Not as much, but those other meats, especially bison and elk, they're the most nutritionally dense foods on the planet. Our soils are depleted of nutrients and minerals, and I will be coming out with a podcast on this as well, where our soils don't have the iodine or the selenium or the magnesium or what we think we're getting from our vegetables and fruit. So with that, we need to eat these animals that are having those nutrients in their meat, in their tissues, the vitamin Bs that are so important for energy production. Now, we've got those fat burning proteins. So the wild animal proteins, you get that thermic effect, you get the nutrient density. And remember, you want to go for that 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. Now, you can supplement with essential amino acids. This is a great way for you vegans who have not sold on an animal protein diet yet, or for those women out there that just feel like they can't eat as much meat as I'm talking about. Essential amino acids are amazing, and I like the brand MAP. It allows you to support increasing the muscle gains without using fat gain as well. And one serving only has 2 calories and is the equivalent of drinking 30 grams of whey protein without the calories. So this is where the lean bulk comes in. This is where we can actually lose body fat and gain muscle at the same time. And I have seen this happen. I recommend supplementing with the MAP before your workout and one after. And if you're really going after those gains, doing another dosage at night before bed. But that is a supplement to the wild animal protein. So remember, supplements are supplement to your diet. Now, the fat storing proteins. Remember, not all proteins are the same. Vegan proteins, they do not provide that full spectrum of essential amino acids, and you will have a lot of those amino acids not used, and the leftovers get converted into fat. And then you've got soy, which is loaded with glyphosate and GMOs and can increase the wrong estrogens in the body. Pea protein. Well, what's wrong with pea protein? It's full of mold, and it can trigger inflammation and gut pathogens so you've got these, and then we talked about dairy already. That can be inflammatory, cause nasal issues, gut issues, constipation, a lot of that. And what I've noticed with me is I can do whey protein once in a while, maybe 2 days in a row, but that third day my body says, nope, I don't want any more. So really listen to your body. You should not be bloated. That is not normal, right? So most protein powders, whether they are whey or the vegan ones or soy, 80% of them convert into sugar, leading to both fat and muscle gain at the same time. And you don't have that thermic effect, using up to 25% of the protein calories for digestion. Okay, and they can also contain artificial ingredients that can cause inflammation, strain the liver, and hinder nutrient absorption. So many of those protein shakes and bars use whey, pea, and soy proteins. I would love to have a protein bar. Eventually, maybe I'll come out with one. But when I look at the back of every single protein bar, there's something in it that's not okay. Almonds, almond protein, peanut butter, those are oxalates and mold and lectins. You've got the whey that could be triggering something else. You've got the wrong fats. You've got the seed oils. You've got artificial sweeteners that could be triggering issues in your body, backing up your liver. And I keep talking about the liver because guess where protein metabolism happens? Guess where fat metabolism happens? My liver currently is a little broken at the moment due to what's been going on in the last 5 years. Can't speak too much about that. But even people like me doing what I'm doing, my liver's needing some help. And with that, I have to be a little more careful with what I'm doing, what I'm eating, and the burden I'm putting on my liver. So if I want my liver to be able to metabolize the essential amino acids and the protein in an optimal way, I better take care of my liver. Okay, you've been hearing about branched chain amino acids. I think most people now know that they're on the outs, right? You only have 3 of the essential amino acids. The body needs all 20. So then what's going to happen? Those BCAAs are not going to be converted into muscle. They're going to be converted into sugar, which is going to actually cause fat gain. Conventional meats, like I talked about, the chicken, the beef, turkey, pork, they contain those levels of omega-6 and amyloid proteins. That's going to lead to inflammation, water retention, fat storage, whole bunch of more serious issues. So not just the vanity and the outside, that lean chicken with 0 grams of fat that you're getting on your Caesar salad with the dressing on the side, could actually be triggering fat gain. Farm raised fish. So wild fish is great. Farm raised fish, they're fed genetically modified corn and soy. You are eating what you ate, right? So you're eating that soy and the corn and the genetically modified foods, and that's going to increase the fat storage, poor metabolic health. If you don't take care of your mitochondria, you're not going to have the proper ATP to burn that fat, to build that muscle, to create new muscle. And all of these things are going to be suffering when you're eating that conventional beef, conventional turkey, poultry, and farm-raised fish. You got to cut out the processed foods. And I mentioned bars and shakes because those are processed. Organic, keto, cookies, fat bombs, protein bars, those are processed. Even the organic, healthy ones, they've been processed, which alters how they assimilate in the body. And we just don't know what's going to happen, right? They may contain the artificial ingredients or even healthy ingredients that contain oxalates, mold, sulfur that trigger your body to store fat and lower that ATP. So be wary of the all natural ingredients that come up on packages. You want to strategically eat whole food carbs. I don't care if you're on a high carb or a low carb diet. We want to eat whole foods. That's whole protein, that's whole carbs, and that's whole fats. So personally, if you're trying to gain muscle, incorporating strategically a small amount of carbs with that first meal. I like to use my carbs at night when I'm enjoying them more. I use a lot of fruits and the squashes, some brown rice, some things like that, sweet potato. You want to notice the more muscle that you have on your body as you're gaining muscle, the more storage capacity you have for those carbs. Those muscles are carb sponges. So if you don't have much muscle on your body, don't complain about the fact that you can't eat many carbs. You got to work on the muscle to be able to earn your keep with the carbs. But having enough carbs is also going to tell your body, I want to be metabolically flexible. I want to be able to burn my fat. I want to be able to burn my carbs. When you're too low carb, your body's stressed, your reverse T3 is going to increase, slowing down your metabolism, and your body is going to be prone to store fat. When you eat too many carbs, then you're going to have probably insulin resistance issues. But those insulin resistance issues are not just from carbs, and typically not from the whole food carbs. They're from the toxins that we've talked about. They're from the heavy metals, the microplastics, the radiation that can raise your blood sugar just from holding onto your cell phone. All of those things are taxing your blood sugar and your insulin response, causing insulin resistance at the cellular level. That cell, it's going to be overstuffed with toxins, and when your insulin tries to drive in the glucose into the cell for energy, it starts knocking and it says, nope, we're full. Our fat cells are full of these toxins that contain no calories but fill our fat cells and encourage more fat growth. So that's another part of that, and that will also exponentially increase with processed foods. So just by eating whole foods, you're going to be fine. I want you to try to sit down and binge on a baked potato. Try to eat 5 of them. You can't. But can you eat a bag of potato chips that contains 5 potatoes? Easily. And then probably something else, right? So in the carbs and in the proteins and in the fats, I have it all laid out in the accelerated food guide on my website. It's free. It will lay out the foods that are limitless. You can eat as many as you want, the ones that you should be a little more careful with depending on your gut issues, and the ones to really stay away from. Because remember, any food reaction that you have is going to cause inflammation, excess water retention, and that is going to derail your muscle gains and your fat loss as well, because your cells can't work as well. You want to lift heavy weights. What does that mean? Make sure you listen to my interview with Tara Garrison. She talks about going to failure. What does that mean? That means you can't lift another rep, right? So that is going to trigger muscle stimulation, muscle growth that is going to increase an afterburn. So although caloric burn may be lower during the weightlifting workout versus a cardio session, going for the run, your Oura Ring or your Apple Watch is telling you to go run or hike because your caloric burn is so high. It's lying to you, because what else happens with that cardio? Yes, cardio is good strategically used. But if you do it every single day, the body goes, I'm smart. I'm smarter than you. If you're going to go for a 5-mile run every day, I'm going to just lower your caloric burn. And I'm also going to eat away at your muscles at the same time. When you lift the weights, it's actually going to increase that muscle growth, which in turn increases ATP and mitochondria production in the muscle tissues, which leads to a greater amount of energy burn after the workout. And then it's also not going to strain your adrenals. Most of you women out there, especially after 40, have some set of adrenal fatigue. Your ovaries are dying. Your adrenals are taking over the job of the ovaries. So it's doing all its other work and then adding that on. That's why my daughters can work out for 4 hours a day and I can only work out for 1 if I want to keep healthy adrenals, right? And if you don't have healthy adrenals, it's only going to backfire. It's going to slow down your metabolic rate. It's going to start eating away at your muscle tissues. It's also going to cause fat gain without eating any more calories. So strategically use that cardio, but really focus on that heavy lifting. The cardio sessions they will work for a short period of time. So maybe use the weightlifting for that period of time and sprinkle in that cardio at the end when you do want to cut a little bit. Now, our goal though is to build muscle and cut at the same time. So you still want to sprinkle in that cardio. You can use caffeine. Yes, I love my coffee. Now, this is as long as your adrenals aren't totally burned out. Well, a study showed that caffeine can increase blood glycerol levels 5 to 10 times and blood-free fatty acids more than 40 to 60 times, depending on the caffeine amount. This helps you burn and break down fat, but it doesn't mean that caffeine makes you lose fat. Fat loss involves 2 steps: removing the fat from the fat cells, which the caffeine helps with, and burning that fat for energy. So you have to actually be in a deficit or exercise. So just by sitting on the couch and drinking your coffee doesn't work. You got to move the body, right? So I like to use caffeine as a pre-workout. I combine it with my accelerated ancient salt. I put it in my coffee. That gives me my minerals to hydrate my cells, to increase that cellular energy, fat burn, and hydration. And it has been shown that athletes using the accelerated ancient salt as a pre-workout actually can work out more than 20 minutes longer with good energy. Your body stores fat as triglycerides in fat cells, right? A triglyceride consists of 3 fatty acid chains attached to a glycerol backbone. Imagine these 3 long sticks, the fatty acids attached to an oval top. And this lipolysis is the process of breaking down body fat by removing each fatty acid from the glycerol backbone. That is what is happening with the caffeine. Okay, so now here's the fun part: the supplements to enhance that muscle growth while burning fat. This is where you can actually do that bulking and cutting at the same time. Number 1 is the Acceleradine iodine. Why? Iodine addresses iodine deficiency, which most of you have, over 96% of you. That affects mitochondrial function and reduces ATP production, leading to a sluggish metabolism and fat gain. Iodine boosts ATP production, supports that cellular detoxification to get those toxins out of the cells, so the ATP and the mitochondria can breathe and actually absorb glucose coming in for energy and to build that muscle to process all of the nutrients that we're trying to feed the cells. So it's removing the bad stuff and allowing room for the good stuff. As a result, the body increases its fat oxidation. It's detoxification from the toxins, and it will improve muscle protein synthesis. Next is accelerated fast. You don't have to be on a fasting regimen, but what is great is when you do take the accelerated fast, in addition to the acceleradine, it's boosting your ATP production in the mitochondria, speeding up your metabolism, and also suppressing your appetite so that you may be in a fasted state during your workout, and then you're not starving, but you can wait until you can properly feed your muscles with that protein that we've talked about. So this also can help with weight loss. The ingredients specifically target the dangerous belly fat around there, and that's that visceral fat, and the liver fat. And most of you have fatty liver disease. So not just the alcoholics anymore, over 45%, 50%, I think it's more than that, have fatty liver disease. The ingredients also help cleanse the liver on a daily basis, optimize that thyroid function, and promote the fat metabolism. I mentioned the MAP essential amino acids. This is giving you 99% efficiently utilized amino acids. It is the equivalent of 30 grams of protein, so you can count one serving as 30 grams towards your protein goal for the day. And it has only 2 calories. So it is the OG of essential amino acid supplements. So many supplements are out there for essential amino acids. I've even carried other ones in the past. And what I've noticed is they backed up my liver. They caused water retention. They have other ingredients in there that did not agree with my liver or my body. So MAP is the cleanest one that I have found. It is the original one that all of the others have started copying. Creatine. So the Thorne creatine is known for its effectiveness in promoting muscle growth. Even for women, it's also been shown to help the brain, right? It works by increasing the availability of ATP, the energy currency of the cells. Our health is only as healthy as our ATP. And it enhances strength and endurance during those high intensity workouts. People feel it right away. I remember in college, my football college boyfriend started using creatine, and he was on the cutting edge. That was 20, 30 years ago. And it's still around with more studies, and most people can safely take it. So it allows for more intense and prolonged training sessions. So the more you're able to work out, the extra reps you're able to get to failure are going to help you build bigger muscles and burn more fat. It helps draw water into the muscle cells, which can improve muscle size and fullness. It's well researched and offers a safe and effective way to boost muscle growth and athletic performance. Accelerated thyroid. So if your thyroid's sluggish, like most people, and make sure you get the full thyroid panel, look at the free T3 and your reverse T3, not just TSH and T4 when you get your blood drawn. Make sure you're demanding that from your doctor. Well, most of us are suboptimal. Accelerated thyroid is a natural thyroid supplement to support thyroid function, detoxification, overall hormonal and endocrine balance. It is incorporating Ayurvedic ancient herbal wisdom with smart nutraceuticals that are cutting edge, enhanced with scalar frequencies, unlike any other supplement out there. And it is helping restore your thyroid function, boosting that metabolism, boosting the ATP and overall health. A lot of people notice a reduction in menopausal and PMS symptoms, less water retention, hair growth starts working better. That combined with the acceleradine iodine is your 1-2 punch for your thyroid health. And you will see a huge difference with your mental space as well as your physical. Now remember, if you don't have the mental motivation to go to the gym, to eat the right foods, to do all the things that we're talking about, none of this means anything, right? You have to be in the right mental space. And most people with thyroid issues are depressed. And I should say most depressed people have thyroid issues. So if you're on an antidepressant or you're having mood issues, make sure you go get your thyroid panel done. And like I said before, you want your full thyroid panel done. Next is the thyroid fixer. Now this is a perfect complement to the accelerated iodine and accelerated thyroid. This is the cherry on top. It's a T2 based supplement that helps increase fat burn without the jitters or affecting your T3 and your T4. It is that topper, right? It's not going to affect those other numbers. It's not going to affect your blood test, but it's going to increase the fat burn. Next is the HCL Guard. Oh my gosh, this has been a game changer for me. This helps me break down my protein so easily. I almost feel like I didn't even eat it. I almost feel like it's just assimilating into my body, into my muscles very quickly. As we age, our stomachs can struggle to digest proteins essential for that muscle growth, the hair, the skin. People notice hair growth just from the HCL Guard because your body's actually using those amino acids to build the hair. If you're suffering from issues like constipation, diarrhea, heartburn, bloating, and more, you might need HCL Guard. And heartburn, acid reflux, is from too little stomach acid. So you actually need more stomach acid, not the PPIs, not the Tums, but the HCL to help relieve that heartburn and the acid reflux. So it unravels those proteins for the enzymes to work, activates the enzyme pepsin, and increases the absorption of your protein. So as the protein synthesis is improved, muscle gains are optimized. Now, remember, if the protein's not broken down in the liver, then your muscle gains are not going to be optimized. I just always want to throw in that liver because it's so important. The accelerated ancient salt, I mentioned this before, 1 hour of exercise depletes 1/2 teaspoon of salt from the body. That's why it's essential to supplement with salt during a workout, not just water. You can actually dehydrate yourself with just too much water. The salt is crucial for expelling the toxins that cause fat gain from the cells, bringing in nutrients and supporting that sodium, potassium pump inside and outside the cells. As the toxins are released from the fat cells are able to shrink and let go of the toxins that inhibit that fat loss. As long as you're full of toxins, your body's going to hold on to fat cells to hold those toxins for survival. That sodium and iodine in that single form, just like in acceleradine, no other iodine supplement is in that form, are essential for the sodium iodide symporter, which is used in thyroid hormone production. So without the sodium and the iodine, your thyroid hormone production is going to suffer. Your metabolism will lower. So you will see a huge difference just by incorporating that accelerated ancient salt and the acceleradine iodine. The accelerated ancient salt helps restore the normal bodily fluids. The intracellular hydration helps ease detox symptoms. If you're going through one of my detoxes, just by putting a little on your tongue is going to take away any nausea, headaches, anything like that. It contains over 62 minerals. It's free from the microplastic chemicals and contaminants that most salts have. So it's, of course, enhanced with scalar frequencies as well to get rid of those toxins we're talking about. Helps increase the blood volume to flush out the toxins. Now, I kept mentioning liver. Why? Because your liver's where everything happens. And I'm seeing this in my own body myself. I am not able to put on the muscle when my liver is compromised. And I've already started on the path on healing it. And of course, that is with the new accelerated liver care, which I'm so excited about. There's no liver supplement like it. Make sure you go back and watch the podcast about liver care. I honestly can't be more excited about a supplement. The ingredients in there includes some that you've heard of that are out in the news, like tuca and milk thistle, but some that you've never heard of, like pau pereira and the ginseng, Thai ginseng. It is these ingredients help with the fat burn, but they cleanse the liver, they protect the liver, they reverse any liver damage. These ingredients have studies behind them that are long listed studies. And then, of course, we enhance it with scalar frequencies. But you can be taking the accelerated liver care on a daily basis. And then you can incorporate the accelerated liver flush cleanse, which incorporates it, and then some other supplements to help actually soften the gallstones in your body, then flush them out after a 2-week process. And those stones, you're going to see them in the toilet and go, how did my liver do any work with all of those stuck in there? So the liver cleanse and the accelerated liver care help with fat burning, increasing that protein metabolism and the protein synthesis, flushes out the gallstones, reduces fatty liver, lowers those liver enzymes like the AST and ALT. Those have been going up in so many people because of what's been going on in the last 5 years. They help repair those liver cells, detoxify the thousands of toxins and pollutants, and reversing the damage done by drugs and alcohol. They reduce cholesterol. They clear the cleanse will actually clear up the blockages in the liver and the gallbladder, and then boost your immunity, because your immune system is a big part of your liver health, right? So if you don't love your liver and you don't take care of your liver, all of this other stuff we're talking about really doesn't mean much, because you could be eating 3 times the amount of protein you're supposed to, but if your liver can't do anything with it, it doesn't do any good. So it's really important to take heart on what I'm talking about. Get your blood test done, get your liver panel done, get your thyroid panel done, and really focus on the right proteins, the wild animal proteins, supplementing with the MAP essential amino acids, using the accelerated iodine, the accelerated thyroid, the accelerated fast to increase that ATP production, that mitochondrial health, the fat burning and the metabolism, and filling in possibly with the creatine and the thyroid fixer to help boost your results. It can happen. Even at my age, at 48, I was able to build muscle and not gain fat at the same time. So, and no water retention during the process, which is huge, because that has also been a big issue for me. Now, if you really want to throw in the last topper, you can use the Hiwi. It's got muscle stimulation, muscle restorative programs, thyroid programs, fat burning programs. Do them all at once. Do them during your workout. Do them during recovery. Wear the Hiwi at night when you're sleeping. Your body is only going to have that much better of results. So thanks for listening. I hope this was helpful. Our discussion does not have to stop here. If you're feeling lost and you don't know where to start with what I just talked about, just go to the website. Get your free supplement protocol. Tell me about you. What's your diet? What's your sleep? What's your stress? What is your main goal? And I will put together a personalized protocol for you. Follow me on social media at Accelerated Health Products for more insights. Join the free group coaching. There's no downside, right? I keep you moving along. I answer your questions. Listen to all of the podcasts at Accelerated Health with Sara Banta on Spotify, YouTube, Apple, iHeartRadio, and over 100 platforms. And if you could share this podcast with a few of your friends, I would really appreciate it. The message needs to get out. Shop at Accelerated Health Products, and you can use coupon podcast10 for 10% off site-wide. Remember, I am live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So join us for the next podcast, and have a great week.